Hello Aquarius, thank you so much for tuning in for the May of 2022 Horoscope with Animal Totem. There's a lot going on, eclipses and all sorts of stuff. We're going to get into it. But first I just want to let you know my name is Vickieverlie and you can reach me at vickieverlie.com. Don't be fooled by imposters. I also want to review the decks that we're going to use because you may want to get them for yourself or be interested. First off, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, which is my own creation. Then we're going to follow up with the Hanson Roberts deck. Then we're going to pull a card from the Animal Totem card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. If you're a Patreon level 2 subscriber, we're going to do some more from the Light Seer Tarot. So pretty cool deck. Well, we are in eclipse season, so everybody's being affected by this, including you, Aquarius. Now, you're not directly involved because you're not a Scorpio or a Taurus, but you are a fixed sign. So here's where the eclipses are happening. They're happening in Taurus and Scorpio, okay? And then the fixed signs are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. So this is part of the fixed cross. So this eclipses both of them. The new moon eclipse on April 30th, but which carries forward into May, and then the full moon eclipse on May 16th. Both are creating a square to your planetary energy. And this goes with your Aquarius rising no matter what. So squares make things happen, but sometimes the squares can bring up some friction. It can be difficult. Sometimes you get pushed. But if you go with the flow and let it happen, often it's going to be a lot better than it was, okay? You'll end up in a better place. The universe has, its own plans, and your higher self, your soul mission, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get shuffling on your first part of your reading for the Celtic Cross. And this is the reading for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, or Moon, or anybody who has a lot of Aquarius in your chart. Let's see what's going to be coming up for you guys for this upcoming month of May. All right, let's see. Ooh, that one just flew across the card here. Well, first we got this. This is the one that flew across, the Page of Pentacles. That talks about money coming. But let's get them all out and then we'll talk about it. With all the decks, but particularly this one, if you see anything that stands out to you, catches your attention, take a closer look at it, because that could be your own spirit guides, higher self, whoever, guiding you to look into the specific thing. It could be a message just for you that comes through in the general reading for the collective. Well, this couple money cards did show out, and it's interesting because both of these are pentacle cards, yes, but they're both can be cards of like being a little bit in lack, like maybe things are a little tight or you're balancing the budget, or sometimes you could say this card is like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. But it's interesting how this one made such a dramatic entrance. It flew across the table. It's just like, whoo, here comes the money. So money is coming to you, and maybe that's something that the eclipse could be bringing in. As a matter of fact, this pentacle is earth sign energy, which is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And that first eclipse right at the first of the month is going to be in the sign of Taurus. Well, it's on the 30th, but right at the beginning of the month. The 30th of April. Anyways, you have the Death card, so expect some kind of major change, but I don't feel like it's anything that's changing for the bad. You are a little worried and concerned about it, but it's telling us that this is a dream that you've been dreaming for a long time. It's coming to fruition, and then the Three of Cups tells us that there's going to be reason to celebrate. This could also be a timing card for any of you that have some sort of event that is coming up, like a wedding or some kind of big party or get-together, something along those lines. There's going to be something to celebrate. It's going to be a good time, and it's going to, even if it's, even if this isn't just like, well, you have reason to celebrate because something good happened to you. If you're attending a wedding or attending some kind of big party, that can be just the thing you need to just take your mind off of it. Because this is a lot of times, this is a card of just being in your head. She's just so in her head that she can't see. She can walk right out of the dang swords there. We've got a couple people, well, one person showing up. Now, another thing to mention is there's no gender in these readings. So in the Knight of Cups here, doesn't necessarily have to be a male energy. But Knight of Cups is water energy. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Could very well be talking about these eclipses, because we've got the sun there. We're having an eclipse in Scorpio. Also could be talking about an actual water sign person, like I just mentioned. you have a dream of really shining and really there's something that you've been dreaming for a long time, and it's that would really put you in the spotlight. And you know, you're afraid, maybe some of you are a little afraid or nervous about really putting it out there. This is your life's calling. I'm going to put that, your life's calling. Your life's calling or your soul's calling. You know, this is it. Whatever you've been mulling around and dreaming about forever, the reason you've been dreaming about it forever is because you're supposed to do it, you know, and you will shine. It is your true soul expression, okay? I might put that. That's even better, your true soul expression. True soul expression. I have to write it down, I'm sorry, Aquarius, or else I'll forget it right away. Because we have this judgment card, and the horn is pointing right at this. This is something that and this also talks about a time of paying your debt, and now you're into this, you know, you've paid your dues, and now you can move on to the next level, okay? Let's do some more cards, and we'll see what else shows up. Now, you're an air sign, so I know, don't argue with me in the comments. I know that Aquarius is the water bearer. I do understand that, but believe me, trust me, you're an air sign, okay? So we're going to look for the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, or the King of Swords, all right? So let's see who shows up first, and that'll be the card that represents you, and then we'll just look at the stuff that's all around it, okay? All right, if any other cards, I may not talk about all the cards. Chances are I probably won't, okay? If any of the cards stand out to you that I don't talk about, you got 8 and 9 of Swords, then definitely that's a message from your guides as well. Alrighty, so we're looking for the air sign energy of Aquarius, the sword energy of the Knight, Queen or King of Air Swords. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Okay, so we're going to put another few cards underneath. Oops. Or that could be you too, whatever. It's all here. Yeah, you know, you've been in a situation for quite a long time, could potentially. I'm going to zoom in a little so you guys can see a little better, hopefully. You know, the Hangman says this may have been going on for quite some time. And you feel like, you know, you're not being treated fairly. You're not being treated with the respect that you deserve. But yet, the devil is here, so you feel like you're in bondage to it, and you got to stay with it. It probably has something to do with a job, but it absolutely could be a relationship. It absolutely could be a relationship. You've got some positive people around you, and it's time for you to move on and make a change. You had the Death in the first reading. That means moving on and making a change. And these two cards can say exactly that too. Moving to a new place of business or a new place to live. You know, you're leaving the past behind and you're moving forward. And you're also, I mean, this could be you and another person, or you and another person, that you're kindred spirits, and that part of it could be true as well. But more so, what I get is you're moving from the Queen into the King. Okay? And the King is the fully evolved individual. Gender aside, it's not a patriarchal thing. It's just that the King is further along on his evolutionary path. The King is more fully realized, more empowered. And you know, you're moving into that. You're graduating away from this crap, whatever this is, whatever you've been putting up with for a very long time here. You're graduating out of it, and you're moving to the next stage of your life. You did have that justice way up at the beginning, and I do feel like that is part of it. You know, this is karmatic justice. When you get these two cards together, this always does mean like it's some kind of karmic debt. You had to go through it, but you've paid it off, and you're keeping going, you know. You're keeping going, you're moving to the next level. It's a graduation of sorts, you know. And maybe you might even be attending a graduation in May. I didn't even think to mention that, you know. But that aside, you personally, your inner spiritual growth and development, you're graduating. You're graduating. You're moving to the next level in your life, in your life's path, and your life plan. Could be some bumpy roads along the way. Not gonna lie, you know. But you're going to make it there. You're going to make it there. Now I'm hearing, if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. What is that? I'm off key. I changed key halfway through. What's up to you? New York, New York, New York. Dun, 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 dun. I just changed keys again. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so maybe somebody in New York is involved. That could be too. Maybe you're going to move to New York. move away, out of New York. Maybe they have some business associations in New York. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. Down here in the other one, a knife, a fork, a buckle, and a cork. That's the way you spell New York. Right on. Dig it. Right on. There's a lot of grunting in that song, I think, if I remember correctly. All right, let's stop grunting and let's get the animal totem card out. Okay, everybody, let's see here. What is up for the Aquarius? Aquarius! I never cut these, but I wanted to cut them for you. That's so weird. All right, let's see here. Spider. So you're weaving your web. You know, the thing about the spider, and I even made a video about it, because I had this giant orb weaver spider on my, well, he wasn't that giant, but his web was giant. His or her web was on my porch. Sometimes I get them all over my porch. They're around here. I even had one in my house for almost the whole winter. I called him Boris the spider. And it was funny, like, I would shoo flies in there and he would get so excited and run after them. And we're getting into like winter months. He was still alive at Christmas. And in here, we get cold. You know, they should have been long gone. But one day I opened up the screen door. I have a screen door and the outside door. And there were like 3 flies. Like when it's snowing outside. Where did these 3 flies come from? But I shoot them into the bathroom, which is where Boris was residing. And he was so happy to get them. You know, he caught them and wrapped them up and ate them. So, but back to I'm getting way off on a tangent, I know. I had that realization, one of those orb weavers had built this huge web on my porch, and I was just like, I went out there, and it's just like, it was at a time where I was really stressing out, trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done, and, you know, working, and I was just like, look at that spider. I mean, he works hard to make his web, you know, he creates the structure, but then he's not running all over like an ant or a squirrel. He or she just sits there, knowing that the universe is going to provide, knowing that they've prepared a good net, and that stuff's going to come to them. You know, they're not worried about it. Okay, weaver of fate, creator of life, patient builder of sacred geometry, transcend time and space. All are joined in the wheel of life. Yeah, and the wheel of the spider energy also is connected to the wheel of fortune in the tarot. So it does pull in some fate and destiny. Another thing that the spider energy is connected to is speech and writing. Of course, there's the Charlotte's Web, but way before that, when Odin, and you actually have the Hangman. The Hangman is another thing of Odin and the Tree of Life. He was suspended from the Tree of Life, and the runic alphabet, the first alphabet and the first forms of writing, or maybe the early forms of writing, came through the spider web. There's a mythology around that. So for some of you, there could be really a lot of writing going on. Maybe you're in contact with somebody. Maybe you're going to get a message. Maybe you are an actual writer. You know, maybe you're an actual writer, and you might be signing a contract or something if you're an actual writer. So it could be it's different for everybody, a lot of different things. But definitely never a dull moment during eclipse season, I'll tell you that. Before we go, I just got to zone in here for a minute. My album's out, I'm so excited. It's called Low Key because it's low key. It's not real crazy hard rock metal or anything, it's low key. It's progressive new age music, it's instrumental, it's just me playing the keyboard. And there's like flutes, and other strings, flutes, sax, but it's just me on the keyboard doing sampled sounds, playing them. But low key, and then of course this is the low key on the keyboard, so I had to put that in there as like a little wink wink, low key. But anyways, yeah, so that's available. It doesn't cost you a dime to just listen to it, and if you like it, add it to a playlist, or add it to give it a like or a little heart or something, and those kind of things help me. There's many things that don't cost any money that help me, and I appreciate so much, like subscribing to my channel if this resonates with you and enjoy my content, liking, sharing, making comments. This all triggers that YouTube algorithm and gets my videos into the mix, because I was the first tarot reader ever on YouTube, so I should be in the mix, I think. Anyways. And I have the eclipse reading, which is available till the end of May if you're interested. And I also have the psychic soulmate reading. This is a new reading that I'm introducing. It's looking at 2 people together and how your you're intertwined karmically, and you know, it's a pretty cool reading. People have been ordering it, have really been liking it, and I'm having fun doing it because I like to, you know, try different things, so not be stagnant. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, but again, there's things you can do that have nothing to do with purchasing any money. You know, liking, sharing, commenting, listening to my songs, all very much appreciated. Thanks to all of you who do this on a regular basis. I do appreciate you so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Patreon readings are coming up next. If you want to get on that, you can find the links below or on my website. Have the best month ever. Big changes. Eclipse season is upon us. See you next time.